when I grew up, okay, the church and the school was the two main things in the community. The church bells. One of the things, two things I missed when I first came here permanently, hearing these church bells toll on Sunday morning and hearing the roosters crowing. Those two distinct things. The Anglican church had bell, had a sign. You can hear it all over the island. The Methodist church, I'm a Methodist layman for over 50 years. The Baptist also had a bell. The church, if a person died, the bell, I can't remember how many strokes there was. So you say, oh yeah, a man died, or a woman died, or a child died. We had what we call entertainments, okay, where during some time of the year they would have skits. I guess you have to call it skits, okay? You would go up, recite, you would sing a song or have a dance. That vanished. Um, Going to Sunday school. My first 10 years was in the Anglican church. My mom was a staunch Anglican. My dad was Methodist, but at that early years, he didn't go to church as often as my mom. So I went to the Anglican church. Her sister was married to the catechist, who also was the organist, Mr. Erlen Saunders. So I went to the Anglican church, and in 1955, my dad told me, look, you're Methodist, you have to go to Methodist church. Every first Sunday in the month at the Methodist church, you had a program. You went up, you recite, you sang a duet or so. I can remember me and my cousin Oliver Mills, Carl Mills' brother. We would be just singing to see who can sing the top of the voices. I can see us now standing up, singing Mother. One of our favorite hymns, and that was, we look forward to that for a whole hour. That doesn't happen anymore. Even to get the children to learn a poem, I was disappointed in a sense when we had a Heritage Day affair here. I offered $100, $50 each for a student to recite something. Two of them, and only one. And that one, he didn't even learn it all because he still had the sheet in front of him. I said, oh my goodness, those kind of things, we lost it. The songs, you had people, Mr. Julius Jennings, who they call Goo, Mr. Herman Rigby, you call him Mandudi, Sam Smith. Goo made songs of things that happened in the community. Okay, you heard David Bourne resurrected the song, I Dig There, Garland Dig There. It is actually a story of two local persons. Mr. Garland, Charlene Cartwright, grandfather, and Clement Seymour. They both used to go and look for turtle eggs and look for driftwood. And they found that, well, they knew how to find the turtle nest. They found it, and the two nests were near each other, and they both were taking eggs from one. It appears that Mr. Garland hand went inside his hole where he was. So when he came, he was a little angry. He stammered a bit. He came back over, tell his wife, I dig there, and Garland dig there, and Garland put his finger right in my hole. That became a song, okay, and other things that Goo Jennings made, things that happened in the community. We don't have anybody now. In those days, it was the guitar, it was the maracas, as we call it, it was a saw, even a bottle. You hit it, all of that. Now we're trying to bring some of that back, but those were the things, that happened in my early days. Later on, when the jukebox came in, on the 70s and sort of changed everything. But Mr. McGuire, who was the manager of the Caicos Company and who converted um, an old house into the Admiral's Arms Hotel, he used to have good Jennings and those. Whenever he had guests in on a Friday or Saturday night, he would bring them up there and they would play the accordion. And the tour was like that. It was something different.